أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for keeping us alive to see this day, and we thank Him for the favors of Iman, the favors of Islam. We thank Him. We thank Him for the favors of the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We ask Him for steadfastness, and we ask that He accept our deeds and admit us to the best place in Jannah. He also grant us the good of this world and also the good of the hereafter. Ameen. So inshallah today we'll proceed to other aspects of this Tafsir of Suratul Ankabut. Today inshallah we'll be moving to the trials of Ibrahim. We concluded the trials of Noah, at least a part of it yesterday, based on where we were able to touch, where time allowed us to touch, inshallah. But inshallah we'll proceed now to considering other aspects. This is the second place. Now, so we'll proceed to other aspects of, we'll proceed to the story of Ibrahim as regards the test he faced from his people. Samala Mustafa.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإبراهيم إذ قال لقومه اعبدوا الله واتقوه ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
Mala Mustafa, while it is accepted to do the isti'aza, is like actually the compulsory aspect, but doing Bismillah is also good. So when you do your isti'aza, add the basmala, it will take you nothing. So I noticed that has been your tradition to just say A'udhu Billahi, then you go. Yes, read the Bismillah, it's good. Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإبراهيم إذ قال لقومه اعبدوا الله واتقوه ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون إنما تعبدون من دون الله أوثانا وتخلقون إفكا إن الذين تعبدون من دون الله لا يملكون لكم رزقا فابتغوا عند الله الرزق واعبدوه واشكروا له إليه ترجعون وإن تكذبوا فقد كذب من قبلكم وما على الرسول إلا البلاغ المبين.
Now, Alhamdulillah, Allah talks about Ibrahim and He says, وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ إِذْ قَالَ لِقَوْمِهِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاتَّقُوهُ. That remember when Ibrahim told his people, اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاتَّقُوهُ. Who are the people of Ibrahim? These are people whose preoccupation was worshipping the stars, worshipping idols, and doing all whatnot, worshipping fire and the likes. That was their preoccupation. That was what they used to do. Just like most times when the prophet, the messengers are sent, they are sent when people have become neck deep in this. In the times that we are now, people are also getting neck deep in all these things. You marvel at the number of people that do fetish things nowadays. You marvel at the number of people that now worship idols nowadays. You marvel. Of course, you can see this evening I was just checking through my phone and I incidentally just opened the page and I saw somebody doing some rituals. You understand? There was an animal, I couldn't see the animal completely. and the person dip his hand, the animal has been caught, dip his hand in that animal and was licking the blood. Was using several parts of the blood to rub several parts of his body. That is where we are now. Many parents, even parents of who are people of Sunnah, even now they are homes, they can't even trust the kind of things their children can do. Many of them are doing Yahoo Yahoo, and many of them feel that they cannot succeed. Yahoo Yahoo is a crime on its own. But they feel that they cannot succeed in that crime of Yahoo Yahoo, which is a lesser evil compared to shirk, without doing shirk. So you find out that many of these guys that engage in Yahoo Yahoo and generally the entertainment, what was it called? In the entertainment world, they feel that they need to do all this to protect themselves. They also need to do all this to entice their clients in quotes. So it is so prevalent now, the least of which is bathing with soap. You know, they bath with soap, they recite incantations, and do all different kind of things. Of course, the market women over time have always been engaged in one kind of shirkiyat or the other time, or at one point or the other. They feel that there is no way to rid off competition and the likes. They need to do something. They need to go the extra mile. I want it Latin ring. So they need to push forward. They need to do a lot of things. And unfortunately, the preachers of this time are not assisting them, particularly in Yoruba land. They would call them to shirkiyat, quoting verses of the Holy Quran, which they are twisted. We have seen that well. Last week I was still listening to by chance I came up, I saw a video, the popular affair. There are about 2-3 of them in that particular gathering. And one of them was saying, Iwo, Afa, one worship, what you see, Lori? You know, encouraging all this activity. They feel that if they do not do them, they can't make it in life. They feel that if they do not do them, they can't be protected. They place so much premium in these things. And that is why you see them fighting the Sunnah tooth and nail. The exact thing they are fighting is because they want to protect their markets. They want to protect their commerce. They have their clients, and they feel that people of Sunnah are taking them away. So what do? They'll fight it with every other way they want to fight it. So they want to break the foundation. And they won't spare even Islam in breaking those foundations. That is why you see the kind of things you see today. But inshallah, bismillah ta'ala, we won't stop speaking the truth. Just like the way Ibrahim spoke the truth. Allah tested him. Allah tested him. With this attempt, Allah tested him because what? His people ganged up. Kill him. Burn him. Uktuluhu wa harikuhu. Beat him, kill him. You know, kill him, burn him. And they actually attempted burning him. But Allah told the fire, Kuni baridan wa salaman ala Ibrahim. You know, he faced that test. He destroyed their idols. And they wondered, who did so? So you can do this. Because he questioned. His reasoning was questioning. Because we all have our future. We all have this. It's only when we're able to engage it, when it is necessary, they'll be able to see this truth. I was speaking with one of our good ustaz, an imam, who incidentally I got to know that he just converted. I've been wondering why he bears a Christian name. And he said he just converted to Islam in 2004. And wallahi, with what he has been able to garner, those of us who were born even much before when they converted, we are still very much struggling. May Allah bless him. So he was telling me how he converted. And he said, one thing led to it. In fact, what really brought up his inquisitiveness to know more was when he was sent. He said his father is a pastor. When he was sent to a Bible seminary or something, to a pastor's training school or something of that nature, a Bible school or something. And he started saying, they said there are some words in the Bible that are canonical, there are some that are not canonical. So he started questioning the prophethood of some people, the reason why they are not being mentioned here. You know, he started raising much questions. The more he asked, the lesser of answers he got. Then he started seeing some Islamic programs on TV He said, wow, okay, this is what I've been looking for. Then, the knowledge, you go to the university, enrolled in the madrasa, and all that is story now. Do you understand? So this was the kind of ideology or the kind of thought process of Nabi Ibrahim too. That's the kind of thought process of Nabi Ibrahim. Question. The people were not comfortable. They wanted to get rid of him. But Allah protected him. May Allah protect us too. In your dawah effort, you also see oppositions like this. So in his own dawah effort, because he kept at it, and they attempted to burn him. So he tells them, A'budullaha wattaquhu. Worship Allah. Submit yourself to Allah. Humble yourself before him. Follow all his commands and stay away from his prohibitions. That is the meaning of A'budullaha. Worship him. Follow his commands. Follow his rulings. Stay away from his prohibitions. A'budullaha. I'm also telling you, my listener, we don't know where this is going to get to. A'budullaha. Enter Islam wholeheartedly. Don't pick and choose what to obey. Don't pick and choose. Obey all the commandments of Allah. Follow the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad. Wattaqu, fear him. When you fear Allah, you are not going to do wrong even when nobody is watching you. The true fear is what you do even behind closed doors. Your secret is just as the same as the open. How many people can we say this about? No. A lot of people are different in their families. A lot of people are different outside. They wear different colors depending on where the pendulum swings. Who are you really? Who are you really? Who are you beneath the surface? Wattaqu, fear Allah. Whether it is in the open or in the closed. Wa Ibrahim is the call Mustafa.
وإبراهيم إذ قال لقومه اعبدوا الله واتقوه ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
This is the best for you. This is the best for you. This is the best for you in your world and in the year after. Just the way Ibrahim was talking to the people, I'm also talking to you now. Masareju. Allah has taught us everything. What Allah would not do, nobody can do it. Nobody can do it. If you are somebody who have been doing Tojulekiri, who have been going to this Alpha, going to this pastor, going to this Babalawo, check now. Even if it appears that what you have gone for is working for you, do you know how many thousands of people that are going with you? And you also know them. You know how many hundreds, how many tens of people are also going to the things and not seeing what you are seeing. Talk more of when it is not even working for you. Can't you think? It's Allah that does it. Whatever it is you have gotten from that place, it will have happened to you, but because you are impatient. So come back to Allah. Have that strong belief. Allah will test you. There is no doubt about that. You won't always have. But stay with Allah. He will grant you the needed tranquility and ask for his tranquility. Ask for his mercy. Ask for his grace. Ask that he settles your debt for you. Ask that he keep your minds at rest. There are many people who have millions, who have billions, yet their minds are unsettled. Everybody would have his own test. So do not, because of what the little you lack now, do not run beyond limits. Do not run beyond the commandments of Allah. Obeying Allah, worshiping him, putting everything you've got into his worship is the best for you. In kuntum ta'lamun. If only you know. May Allah grant us tawfiq. So we need this class in worship, sincerity in worship, and mutabba'ah, following the manners of the old prophet and the salafs. Those who came after him, the best generations of this day. Anything that is not religion then cannot be religion now. Our Islam is a conservative religion. So you can't bring an innovation and think that that is not Islam. Let's move on to the next verse.
إنما تعبدون من دون الله أوثانا وتخلقون إفكا إن الذين تعبدون من دون الله لا يملكون لكم رزقا فابتغوا عند الله الرزق واعبدوه واشكروا له إليه ترجعون.
So when Ibrahim made the general statement about worship, he went ahead to now convince them. Why? Why not? Why not idols? Why worship Allah? Why? He wanted to fully be able to analyze what these things that you worship can do and what they cannot do. So he says, إِنَّمَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَوْثَانًا. These things that you worship instead of Allah, these idols that you worship, وَتَخْلُقُونَ إِفْكًا, and you create lies about them. There are a lot of lies that you speak about them. These things that you worship, they were things that you created with your hands. How is that? You create it with your hand. You were the one that went to the market. You brought stem of tree. You also brought the chisel, and which you chiseled these things out yourself. Or someone else did. What sense that do you make? Something that you had to create with your own hand. You had to make with your own hand. Why, if it was God which was capable of, why didn't it make itself? It makes itself, then you start worshiping. Even if it makes itself, even if you think it makes itself, who made it? Let's assume you are worshiping sun, and you say, the sun, you made it there. It is Allah that made it. And of course, so that you know, the sun is not static there. It also moves away. That means it's something that can go and come. But Allah is what? Allah is there. And it's always there. So you create a lot of lies around them. They have all these oriki. But all lies that you create about them. You also say, this one is the God of thunder. Who makes thunder? When he died, who is in charge of thunder? This one is the God of rain. This one is the God of this. These are some of the lies that people create about the idols they worship, the deities they worship. Inna alladhina ta'buduna min dunillah. They say these things that you worship instead of Allah. La yamlikuna lakum. They have nothing over you. They have no powers over you. They have no control over you. They cannot provide for you. They cannot kill you. They cannot save you. There is nothing they are capable of doing. إنما تعبدون
إنما تعبدون من دون الله أوثانا وتخلقون إفكا إن الذين تعبدون من دون الله لا يملكون لكم رزقا فابتغوا عند الله الرزق واعبدوه واشكروا له إليه ترجعون.
So Nabi Ibrahim was calling them to Tawheed, and why they should choose Tawheed over worshipping these various gods they worshipped. And he told them, he said, you worship your various things. You worship the stars. You worship your gods, the ones you created with your hands, your idols. These things were created the same way you were created too. Does that make sense? When you have Allah that created everybody. And these things, they cannot do the work of Allah. They can't do the duties that Allah would do. They don't have any benefits they can confer on you. They don't also have any harm they can do on you. In fact, it's you that can harm them. If you put an idol on the ground now, somebody can just come and break everything. And they might not go and do some things and say, they might not go and do some devilish something and say the person, if the person has him, nothing is going to happen to him. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Rather, it is those idols that have been broken that will remain broken forever until they are mended by those who worship them. Can you imagine? Even the idol cannot mend itself. Can you imagine? So you are better. When a person is sick, a person can go to the market, get the drugs, and heal himself. The idols that you worship, they cannot heal themselves. So they cannot confer benefit. They cannot confer harm. Wala mautan. They cannot kill. Wala hayata. They cannot make anything to live. And also, they are not even capable of raising us on the day of Qiyamah and guarding us for judgment. It's not possible. So how is it right to worship things like that? إِنَّمَا تَعْبُدُونَ
إنما تعبدون من دون الله أوثانا وتخلقون إفكا إن الذين يعبدون من دون الله لا يملكون لكم رزقا فابتغوا عند الله الرزق واعبدوه واشكروا له إليه ترجعون.
So these things do not have the power to confer you any favor. They cannot provide for you. So seek your provisions from Allah. Seek your provision from Allah. Stand through the test. Network. Meet people. Ask for assistance from people where it is necessary. In terms of assistance, capacity building, getting you jobs, getting you customer. Speak with people. Try your own best and leave every other thing with Allah. He's the only one that is capable of doing everything. And prepare. Prepare. Wa'budullah. Worship Him. Wa'budu. Worship Him alone. Obey His commands. Washkurulah. Appreciate Him. La in shakartum la azidannakum. If you appreciate Allah, Allah is going to grant you increase. So appreciate Him. A lot of us, we are not appreciative of a little of Allah. So He would also withhold His blessings from us. May Allah not withhold His blessings from us. So worship Him in sincerity. Devote to Him. And be appreciative of Him. And know that you are coming back to Him. And in returning to Him, don't just wait for the return. First time you do lilikai. First time you do lilikai. Prepare for meeting Him. Prepare for meeting Him. You meet Allah. And you need to prepare for that meeting. What have you prepared? What you need to prepare is your iman. Your iman, your belief system, your belief in Allah, His prophets. Believing that He's the only one that can harm you and He's the only one that can benefit you. Worshipping Him alone. Following the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From the things that He has commanded us through the command of Allah, and from the things that He has prohibited us from doing. In essence, follow Allah, follow the Quran and the Sunnah. Fully, wholeheartedly, don't follow the whims and caprices of men. Men who just work with their own, with their own thoughts. Who use their own personal feelings. In their own selfish interests. To derail people from the path of virtue. If you are derailed, you have yourself to blame. If you are derailed, you have yourself to blame. If every time what you want to follow, the scholars are unanimous on something. Somebody comes and just see another thing and say, go and research. Research what nonsense? What nonsense? The classical books say something. The classical scholars say something. Those who are closer to the Prophet say something. And somebody comes this century and starts saying another nonsense. From where? Without any meaningful corroboration. And some chiefs who keep following blindly. You have yourself absolutely to blame. You have yourself to blame. So commit to Allah. Worship Him. Devote to Him. Prepare for the meeting because we can die anytime. And when we are going to die, we do not know. Or we can get sick. And we won't be able to do the kind of things we do now. What we count in our favor or against us is what we have been doing before we became sick. So why not just prepare for that tomorrow? Let us know that what would meet Allah. Let us know that we meet Allah. Let's read the last verse.
وَإِن تُكَذِّبُوا فَقَدْ كَذَّبَ مِن قَبْلِكُمْ وَمَا عَلَى الرَّسُولِ إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ.
Ibrahim told them, he said, if you reject this message that I brought to you, you won't be the first to reject it. Those who have gone past have equally rejected similar messages. The people of Noah, the people of Ad, and the likes of them that had gone. With Thamud, they have also done the same thing. So it is also not strange when you find people today opposing the message of the Rasul. When you find people today antagonizing the Sunnah of the Rasul, just know that it has happened before. When you find people today attacking Islam, attacking the foundation of Islam, or when they see that they are not able to attack it, they start creating doubts in the minds of the adherents. Know that it is not just happening, and this won't be the last. It is sunnah of Allah to make that happen all the time. So Ibrahim said, I know all this. So you, the caller, too, don't despair. Yours is to what? Is to pass the message. Who would accept is not in your control. Even though you may wish that a lot of people accept, of course, you should also pray that they accept. Just like the prophet prayed. Ibrahim called. And it is the call now that people who go to Hajj answer. They did all this with good intention. So there is no harm in wanting a lot of people to accept your message. But know that the power of acceptance does not lie with you. Do your part. Do your part. And don't despair. If the expected result is not what you are seeing, be like Nabi Ibrahim. وَإِن تُكَذِّبُوا فَقَدْ كَذَّبَ أُمَمٌ مِّن قَبْلِكُمْ. Know that others before me have also been denied. The message of Allah they brought was denied. وَمَا عَلَى الرَّسُولِ إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. What is incumbent upon the messenger is to convey the message in the clearest of time. So, oh scholar, oh student of knowledge, oh duhat, what it behoves of you is to convey the message in clear, understandable language, in the most accessible form and manner of communication. That is what is expected of you. What is expected of you is not to fall. That is why this would also sign a note of caution. For some of us that get angry and will use abusive tone and will become too aggressive to those who do not accept our message, this is a lesson from us. No, because some people get frustrated. We have been telling them and they are not listening. Since time immemorial, people will be told and they will not listen. Don't mind that, okay, somebody is speaking heresies. Somebody is doing this and yet he would have the largest comment you have. And so something within you will get you angry and say, even with all these glaring errors, he's still having this. Leave it. In time past too, most people who are on the path of doom are always more than those who are on the path of rectitude, who are on the path of righteousness. Is the way it has been. Just like the most people would be in hell, only few people will be in Jannah. So don't despair. Why despair? Keep making effort that a number of them will come to the side of truth. Keep making effort. Keep doing it with the most decorum. You understand? Don't go overboard also in correction so that you don't also, get reprimanded by Allah. So let there be a balance. So all these are lessons from us to learn. All these are lessons from us to learn. The duty of the scholar is to call. The duty of the messenger is to call. The duty of the preacher is to call. Acceptance is Allah. وَإِن تُكَذِّبُوا فَقَدْ كَذَّبَ.
وَإِن تُكَذِّبُوا فَقَدْ كَذَّبَ أُمَمٌ مِّن قَبْلِكُمْ وَمَا عَلَى الرَّسُولِ إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ.
So it is for them to just convey. It's for them to convey. It's their work to convey in clear terms. Not in clear terms. Nabi Musa, he asked Allah, Qala Rabbi Shirah li-sadri. Allah, expand my chest. Wa yassir li amri. Is my task for me. What is that task? The task of calling people. Oh, caller too, you too, recite these verses. Recite them a lot of times. It aids your message. And it also makes it easy for people to understand you. Wa yassir li amri. Wa lul uqdatan min lisani. Remove the impairment in my tongue. Yafqahu qawli. Li yafqahu qawli. Kay yafqahu qawli. As you can find it in the Tafsir Badawi. You understand? So that they can understand what I say. That is your duty. When you do that, leave the rest to Allah. And ask Allah to accept what you have done from you as an act of ibadah. The most important is the acceptance. Though, if we are going to look at it in terms of the physical, in terms of success rates, when you look at it in human reasoning, no one was not successful as a messenger. If you are going to look at it, you have to believe in that. But with Allah, he was successful because the most important thing is that convey the message. Did he convey it or not? He did convey it. Did he convey it with the way Allah said this? He did. So you too as a du'at, the most important thing is to what? Convey the message and convey it in line with the sunnah of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Every other thing, leave it with Allah. May Allah accept our prayer. May Allah make what has been said today, may make it better understood than first presented. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.